Yeah, I thought it was overall certainly good to win the game. I thought the start to the game was very promising, getting the goal early, very pleased with, and you go up a man, a few minutes later, and I think the remainder of the half was subpar. I think we stopped. We stopped playing, we stopped pressing. We kind of, it's a mentality where you should be in control of the game with the man advantage, and you maybe become a little bit cautious in moments where you still have to play. And so the remainder of the half was just average in terms of us being confident in playing and moving off the ball and still putting them under pressure. And then I was pleased with the second half, and finding the second goal, despite it being, coming from a PK. And then we could have done a better job, certainly, to score a few more goals. We left some goals out there, but I was pleased with how we settled into that second half in ways where we played with some more confidence with the ball on the ground, and guys were moving, guys were active, and I thought defensively, defending forward was better. And that's the way it should be when you're playing with a lead and a man advantage. So certainly a good victory, and we can take some things from this, though, in how we manage games when we're playing with a man advantage.
So you get the lead and the man advantage inside of 7 minutes. That's not necessarily a common thing to get. And
no.
I guess kind of like this team has learned how to close out matches over the course of the 10 games you've played so far. Playing with a lead and a man advantage is probably a learned skill. So do you see that as like just kind of a step in a next step, in the progression? Were you surprised, I guess?
A little bit, but everything we're experiencing is a first. And so a goal lead, 5 minutes into the game, you're playing up a man as well, 6 minutes, whatever it was. And so, okay, now we get to experience, 40 minutes of what that looks like until we can address it at halftime. But just being a little bit more aggressive and not losing our ideas because we have a goal or we have a lead and we have a man advantage. So yes, we're still learning things as a group, but I thought in the second half it was a better version of a team with a lead and a man advantage.
I guess we're about a third of the way through the season here. Team's 4-5-1. How do you feel about the project overall?
Well, I'm enjoying it. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. We knew there was going to be a lot of challenges along the way, a lot of learning experiences, and I feel like we've seen a lot of different situations early on in our time together, and we're learning how to navigate certain factors in how we play the game and how we look to have success in how we play the game. We're sitting here with how many games have we played? 10? 10. So we're about 500. That's okay. The goal wasn't to win 4 games. The goal wasn't to win 5 games. It's to continue to grow and progress as a group where, as the season progresses, we're positioning ourselves to do something meaningful in the summer and as the season closes out. And right now we're in a good position after 10 games, but not a great position.
Calvin Harris scored his first career goal for this club. How significant is that for him? Just second year here. I know you weren't here last year, but just seeing some of the chances he's had up to this point and then see him finish one off, what do you make of his performance?
Right. It's good to see him get on the score sheet. I thought the commitment to get in the box and get on the end of the cross was good, and Calvin has the speed to be able to produce in ways like he did on the goal. Selfishly, I want to see more of it, in how he sees and reads the game to be able to position himself to finish plays off, and having a balance with and without the ball, and being able to be, more consistent in his performances. Having said that, he stepped in against LAFC late, and I thought had a good game. And then tonight, he scores a goal. So those are important things, and certainly for the confidence of a player when you're producing and helping your team win a game, that's important. So, I was pleased with him being able to get a goal and help us, kind of be a little bit more wide-ranging in who we can rely on to score goals.
And then I know we've talked about Roman a lot lately, but just to see his consistency to this point, especially with Alec, how much of a competition, I guess, is he maybe creating once, assuming Alec will be back at some point?
Right.
What kind of statement is he making with his play up to this point?
His play's been very good. I think we've seen that now, 3 games in a row, 4 games if you're including the Pittsburgh game. He seems more and more composed as every game. And today I thought there was, shots from distance, there were crosses, and I just like his demeanor and how he goes about making saves, coming out off of his line, in a brave way. We saw a lot of that in the Toronto, in Toronto. So very pleased with his performances, and yes, it adds competition at the goalkeeping position. We really like where we're at with our goalkeepers right now, but it's also something that can be said for a lot of players that are stepping up and helping us to be more competitive in trainings and certainly for game minutes.
We'll go to Jeff Tebbets now from Cincy Soccer Talk.
Coach, it's pretty rare that you get to see the same team twice in 2 matchups. Was there any advice that you gave the team going into this game after beating them in Canada over the weekend?
Yeah, the message was it was good to get the result in Toronto, but understand that now you have a team that you're playing again a few days later that's going to be motivated, want to come out and right the ship, in our stadium. And so we need to be able to come out and not think that because we got the result in Toronto that we changed our approach and how we look to attack, how we look to defend. We wanted to be aggressive and more aggressive than we were even in Toronto. And so, despite them, missing players, the message was that this is a group that can cause us problems if we're not mentally in the right place and if we're not physically running and being aggressive. And so, that was the message before the game. And again, I'm pleased that we were able to get an early lead and then, in the end, get the result.
We'll go over to Tyler Snipes now from SBI.
Thanks. Kind of to follow up on that, I guess, Bob Bradley is somebody I'm sure you have a lot of respect for. Not a lot of MLS coaches can say they got a season sweep on him, let alone beat one of his teams twice in a week.
Right.
Does that stand out to you as something extra special about tonight?
No, it's not extra special. I do have a lot of respect for Bob. And so it had nothing to do with, me beating a very experienced and successful coach. It was how can we find a way to beat a good team and do it coming off of a good result in Toronto. So I was pleased with the result, but it had nothing to do with trying to beat a very successful coach.
Pat, I think, am I good?
Yeah, last one, and we'll call it.
Fans of this league get a kick out of it whenever the quirky mechanisms for team building, kind of come to fruition and produce real results. So, like, Calvin Harris was a top-end draft guy at the weekend. Ian Murphy, draft guy. Roman, Nick has been on the field. What do you think that says for the draft? And I'm asking you because I'm curious of your perspective coming from the Philly organization, where it wasn't necessarily, emphasized.
It's still an important mechanism in roster building. You see it with the names that you mentioned. We have players that, in the recruitment process, as we're identifying players that we think can help our team short and long term, it shows that the draft is still a valuable piece to be able to build a strong roster and build depth. And right now we're relying on some of those players, and that's a testament to the recruitment process and how we look at college players and how we look at any player in coming in and being a piece that can produce for this team. So that's Chris, that's his his team in identifying players that can help us. And so certainly we're pleased with those players and their early contributions, but that's what it is right now, is early contributions that you expect and you hope that they grow from and become better players and better pros, and don't think they've accomplished anything yet, because there's a lot more from all of the players that you mentioned to help this team moving forward.
Congratulations on the win tonight and your first MLS start. You've been a part of 2 wins now already. What do you make of just the team that you've walked onto and how you've been able to help them so far?
Well, first of all, I'm glad and I'm so happy that we're able to get 2 wins in a row, and hopefully it will continue. And I've been with the group for a while now, and I see that we are working on something, and hopefully it will keep coming, and it will even get better. So, thank you.
Pat Noonan just spoke with us and expressed, I guess, a little bit of disappointment with the performance in the first half after FC Cincinnati went up a man, the red card. What did you make of the team's performance this evening?
What I can say is, sometimes it's difficult in general, when you are 1 man up and your opponent is 1 man down. Sometimes it's difficult, to have the same mentality like when you play in 50-50. So I think it was a little bit difficult for us when we went 1 man up and a goal up also, to be able to keep the game intensity and to be able to remain organized and play how we wanted to play. But like I said, at the end, what we all want is to win the games, and I'm glad we were able to win and to learn some lessons also, and to be able to be better in the next games.
You're a real pro to stay focused on the question and not these people here. The fans are obviously very excited about your arrival to FC Cincinnati. What was it like for you to finally play in front of them tonight?
Well, it's something I've been looking forward to for a while, even before I arrived. I've already seen some videos, some pictures about the fans, and I've been following them for a while, and I see how they've been always trying to support the team, even when the things is not going so well. So I'm glad that I'm finally here to witness it and to be able to be part of this group and this big family, which is the team and the fans and everyone.
The red card was a studs-up tackle on you. What do you make of just the physicality of this league so far? I know it's only 2 games, but and I assume that you're physically fine since you played through it. But how did you come out of that?
Well, like I said, I've been with the group for a while, so I'm trying to adapt in many ways, because it's a little bit different from where I came from and from the way I used to play. A little bit, but in some parts is almost the same. So in terms of physicality, I think it's not much of a problem for me. Just I need to adapt and then to get my stability, and hopefully it will come and it will get better.
Calvin, congrats on your first goal for the club. Can you describe it for us?
Yeah, just the ball got played in behind to Brandon, and as soon as that ball got played in behind, I knew I was in, you know, for the tap in, and he looked up, and as soon as we met eye contact, then I knew it was gonna come across, and I just beat the defender, the left back, to the spot and just put it home. So it was a great ball by Brandon, and great build up as well, great play. So yeah, it's a good feeling.
It's been a long road to get to that point, to get to the goal. When you it was really quickly after you just got off the field, basically, right? But I wonder, just if this feels like a step in the right direction for yourself in your time at FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of ups and downs, with getting an injury last year as well, and especially it was a big one for me. I've never had an injury that big before. So yeah, it's been a long road for that goal, and yeah, it felt really good to put it away. So yeah, hopefully there's more to come.
You guys have gotten points in 3 of the last 4 games, 2 straight wins, and just it seemed like you guys had a lot of fun with the fans afterwards, celebrating. What did that mean for you guys, just as a team? What was that like in the locker room and just afterward?
Yeah, it's a huge win and a huge step in the right direction. With training, we've been training really well, and there feels like there's just a better togetherness in the group, and you're seeing that on the pitch, especially today. Like, some of the ways that we were playing out was fantastic. Junior and Obi were like so good in the midfield, and it was just linking. It was just flowing a lot better today, and that's just kind of shows that togetherness.
And Pat Noonan wasn't too happy with the first half after you guys got the goal and went up a man. Had some things that he saw you guys could improve. What was the message at halftime, and what do you feel like you guys did in the second half to play in a way that he was kind of more expecting?
It was just to play how we know we can play, and just to have more confidence on the ball, and just to play through pressure instead of, we were hitting it a bit longer, we were playing within ourselves a little bit, and it took us a while to snap out of that. So, yeah.
Tyler, Jeff? All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Calvin, you guys are 10 games into this season. It's about a third of the way through the season. How do you feel like it's going? And in particular, the year-over-year progress. How would you compare the team at this stage to maybe at any point last year?
Yeah, there's been changes, obvious changes with players and staff, but also a change in, I think, the mentality of the group. We're just playing a lot better than last year in certain points of the season, but we still know there's ups and downs, and we've seen that this season still. So we're still finding our feet, but we know that we can be a really good team moving forward.
Coach was also talking about how guys like you that are getting some opportunities now, especially with a lot of matches coming up. What's the sense among you guys, just as far as the depth that you guys are building, and just what do you feel like you're showing the staff to maybe get some more of these opportunities?
Just working hard, same every day, just training, having a good mentality, and working hard. That's pretty much all you can do, and when you're given the opportunity, you try and take it.
I guess just to follow up on that more, just that wasn't always the case here last year, maybe. Just as far as the depth of the bench not getting fully used, does that feel different for you? Do you feel like this is different as far as you are going to get those opportunities?
I'd say yes. But, there were opportunities last year as well. I mean, for me, I got opportunities coming in, for my first ever time stepping on a professional pitch and being in a professional environment, and I got opportunities as well. But there definitely is more opportunities in this team, and I feel as if there is better communication from staff to players.